48 to 83. Okay. That works. What was that? Oh. I don't know if there's headshots in this game or not. Okay. That was the screaming I heard earlier. Are there any hidden goodies? Check around the pillars. I can't get up there. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah. Ooh. Okay. My God. Alright.
Won't budge.
Oh.
Jammed.
Any goodies behind the stairs? No. I see you. Can I shoot him from here? Yeah, one shot. Right between the damn eyes. Excuse me?
Help me, Patrick!
Fuck off. Alright. Anything else? I don't see anything here. What? Okay, I wasn't expecting to be able to come in here. What's this? New journal entry. How do I get to the journal again? F3? Okay. I guess that's... And you letter came. I think I've already read that one. Okay, so we got Jeremiah's conversation. I've arrived in time, apparently just in time, completely bedridden. Jeremiah is a shadow of his old self, appearing many pounds and a few shades lighter. His explanation for calling to me is still unclear. He speaks of strange happenings around the estate, problems that he is unable to rectify in his weakened state, and has requested that I investigate. I of course agreed. Before I could ponder where to begin my exploration, the servant who showed me to Jeremiah's room screamed from downstairs. Often where to begin is the most difficult step. Okay, this is what I just picked up. I have just returned from the Standing Stones. Whatever inspired an ancient people to build these stones out on that windswept isle, I cannot guess. While I have seen sightings like this before, something about the stones has resonance within me. Why would ancient people trouble themselves to build these monoliths on such an isolated island? It would have been far easier to establish a similar ritual area on the mainland itself. I find it curious that for as long as my family has owned this house, no one has taken it upon themselves to truly research the land which we own. Considering I had not returned to the manor since I was a child, I never realized the curious nature of my inheritance. Why does this area have such a strange collection of archaeological artifacts? While I strongly doubt there is any connection between Neolithic stones, a decaying monastery, and the tower that the estate was built and wraps itself around, the significance of three major archaeological sites cannot be denied. The tower is a local legend itself. Supposedly, during a great storm, the tower just appeared on this site. Of course, no one can tell me when this happened. All I can tell is that it is a gutted shell of what it once was. No doubt this is why it has been sealed off for so long. The monastery is now a crumbling ruin. It certainly is just a remnant of some reclusive order of monks. Seems that Ireland is dotted with these retreats. I will have to travel out to the island someday. Perhaps I will take the children. Joseph. Protect Jeremiah from the strange beasts. Okay. What else is in this room? What? What is this? You have gained an amplifier. This strange crystalline stone seems to be a source of finite power that may be used to increase the power and effectiveness of my spell casting. I must keep my eyes peeled and ears open for its pinkish hue and low hum. Oh, so it's an item. And he says increases spell effectiveness. Does that mean that it, I think it means it levels my spells up? The only spell I have is, currently is, I keep forgetting that my journal is F3. I think the only spell I have is Scry right now. I don't really want to increase its effectiveness. I don't know how increasing its effectiveness makes it work better or not.
Won't budge.
Okay.
Those beasts were after me.
What in God's name were those things?
They're called howlers. And while I've never seen one before tonight, I've heard of them for years.
Those weren't natural, my friend. We're fighting more than superstitions here.
Perhaps I was being naive not to tell you, but there might be something more sinister at work here. When I was a boy, I encountered something I can't quite explain. You see, there was this isle of standing stones that sits just off the estate. Someone had carved a sigil into each of the stones, something indiscernible. Father had many books on the occult, one of which contained a sketch of that very symbol. I took my brothers and sisters out to the island and read from my father's book.
Well, what happened?
Something answered. The ocean began to boil, and a great wind whipped against us as we stood in the circle, and my siblings huddled to the ground in fear. Eventually, the wind died, and the sea settled. Patrick, I know it sounds like the ravings of a dying man, but I believe those standing stones had something to do with this. What has once been a taint upon this family has now begun to manifest itself.
But you told me you're dying. Doesn't this curse end with you?
Who knows? My brothers and sisters are dead, but I don't think they're really gone. I've heard some servants whispering. They think they've seen Lisbeth on the estate. My family has come for me. I sense them, Patrick. By now, you and I know the supernatural exists. You saw the Howlers. And what about our encounters with the Tersante during the war? You still even carry the Gelzerbar stone with you.
It's a token of the shaman's life I took. That's all.
I found a scroll with a picture of the Gelzerbar on it. I believe it contains the way to awaken the stone's dormant power.
Very well. Let me study this scroll overnight, and I'll see what I can do in the morning.
This house still hides many secrets. I'm counting on you to reveal them and put an end to this mess.
The next day in your guest room. Alright. Let's go look at the journal. Okay, a piece to the puzzle. The scream downstairs was the result of an attack by a beast, something Jeremiah calls a howler. Similar to a dog, the animal was pale in complexion, had claws as long as my arm, and could leap several meters from a dead stop. I killed the fiend, but before I could thoroughly investigate the corpse, it vanished without a trace. Upon questioning Jeremiah, I am a little more unnerved than I was after seeing the howler. He told a story involving his brothers and sisters, an Isle of Standing Stones, and a sorcery book of his late father's. Apparently, the Covenant children, led by Jeremiah, went to the island and read from this strange book. He maintains it was simply a prank to scare his kin. He believes something from within the ring of stones answered back, raging the sea, angering the wind, and shaking the earth. Since that time, Jeremiah has been visited by terrible misfortune. All of his brothers and sisters have passed away. I recall one late night in a foxhole, Jeremiah showed me a picture of the youngest sister, Elizabeth. No more than a teenager. She was so striking I found it hard to concentrate on the descriptions of the others. Anyway, Jeremiah is not completely convinced that they are indeed dead. Well, to be precise, he's not sure they have remained dead. I suspect that these are delusions brought on by his memory of that day at the Stones. Otherwise, I can only imagine this is a terrible prank played upon a dying man. But if they are only delusions, why not inform me of them when we first spoke? Why would he not write me of such in his letter? Perhaps he did not think I would come. What do we got? Nothing. Got a scroll. Oh, what? Ectoplasm. The scroll Jeremiah gave me has revealed a powerful spell. It seems that with proper concentration and focus of my mana, I am able to release ethereal bolts of ectoplasm from my hand. Unreliable at far range, the mystical damage seems quite effective in close quarters. So I got my first damage spell. Now the question is, how do I use it? Oh, 3. 3? Okay. Oh. I wonder how much more effective that is than my gun. Find out. Anything else in this room? Some bullets. Can I get hurt by that? Yes, I can. Yes, I have found out fire still hurts. Loading. Down here. Oh.
Have you noticed anything strange going on?
Apparently, Elizabeth's room was broken into last night during the commotion.
Where's her room?
Just down the hall from here. It's quite a mess.
Okay. The butler said someone broke into Elizabeth's room. Perhaps I should investigate. So what are my objectives? Investigate the Covenant family curse. Find Elizabeth's Covenant's room. Okay.
Jammed.
Alright.
Locked.
You need Bethany's room key. By here.
Won't budge.
Jesus. Okay, I'm guessing that the way to go is that butler. I'd like to look around and
Jammed.
grab anything I can. See, which way did he go? He went in there.
Locked.
Need the study key. Alright. Oh.
Tell me what you know about Lisbeth.
Why, she was a fetching young lass. Quite the fiery temper, though. She could be placid and calm one minute, and then suddenly she's spitting curses and swinging her nails at you like an animal. 'Tis a pity her mother died birthing her.
Indeed.
Following her mother's death, I'd raised Lisbeth like my own. In the end, the wasting sickness got her. I'd cared for her when she was sick and watched her wither away to nothing. Pity a young woman has to die in the spring of her life. Now she rests with her poor mother at the family mausoleum. The groundskeeper claims to have seen her recently. Oh man, seeing a ghost is never a good omen.
Where can I find this groundskeeper?
He's out in the gardens. You can get there through the kitchen.
Your knowledge is appreciated. Thank you.
Alright. I spoke with the maid about Elizabeth, the siblings' mother. Evelyn apparently died while giving birth to her, and the housekeeper filled the void of her maternal absence. She said Elizabeth was a very beautiful girl with short, violent fuse. Beautiful girl with a short, violent fuse who passed away from a wasting disease. Okay. I thought I read that wrong. I take note of the irony of someone who is so beautiful dying of such a heinous disease that calls for the destruction of their vanity. The maid said that the groundskeeper believes to have seen Elizabeth alive. Having seen Elizabeth with my own eyes, I can only believe this maid's frightful testimony. I'll go down to the kitchen and try to find any way out of the gardens. Find my way out of the gardens anyway. Okay. Alright. Let's keep looking around here. Whoa, Jesus Christ.
Oh, this house needs a priest.
Another book. Hello? Never mind. New journal entry. On nights when I cannot sleep, I look from my bed to the monastery out my window. The reflections of the waters that separate us ripple across my bedroom walls, filling the room with waves of moonlight. If it is quiet enough and the wind is still, I can hear them chanting. Their prayers roll across the water and fall upon my ears, like a lullaby rocking me to sleep. It fills my body with such a quiet peace. And yet I cannot help but wonder how something that provides so much security could at the same time haunt me. At midnight the chanting stops. The brilliant lights of the monastery go black, except for a tiny glow that emanates from the entrance to the catacombs. As I watch that single light, I can see the shadows of the monks at the entrance. It is then that I feel a slow creeping dread rise from my stomach, as if the island somehow has a hold of me. I have overheard bits and pieces of a story from hushed conversations about monks who died a horrible death years ago among these grounds. It is said their tortured souls were put to rest within the catacombs, and that their two brothers have stood guard at the entrance each night since. I cannot help but wonder why. What are they waiting for? Or hoping to ward off? Are they bound to the island with the same unknown force as I? The Lord works in such mysterious ways, but how can a just God allow his own flock to die within sacred grounds? Surely there is another force working among us, one capable of pure evil. A loving God could never allow such a pain and agony. Is it that force that eats at me at night and leaves my dreams unsettled? Are the waters enough to keep me safe? I wish just once I could lie in the grass outside the catacombs for a night and put these haunted dreams to rest. I must end these nightly visions and seek the truth. Elizabeth. Okay. What is... inch... Oh. Another mirror. Ooh, health. Gimme, gimme. Oh. Well then. Okay. So that's what she looks like now, huh? Alright, where do I go from here? Let me check my objective. Enter the gardens through the kitchen. The Elizabeth quest. Alright. Let me change my spell. Okay, wait, there's a dead end. This is a dead end.